I mean, it was really good fun. Like, it's great to know the songs, like, and genuinely enjoy them. Like, it wasn't like we had to go away and really learn.
No, you kind of just knew
something.
them, because I think everybody does, really. So I enjoyed it.
You could really go for it. Like, and I just enjoyed that element. It wasn't like I had to go and do loads of homework of like, oh my God, what's this? I'm in a musical now. I've got to learn these songs. It was sort of, it was
I
like
think
a fun
that's the
experience.
key. It didn't feel like a musical, did it? It kind of just felt so natural to be doing that, which is a strange thing to think, but that's how it flowed on set and things like that, I think.
And just like, you know, what the musical does is it puts a context to those songs. So it did make you feel really emotional. Like when you're singing I Want You Back for Good, and there's a story behind it that as the film gives you those stories to that song.
Yeah.
You know, I think we were genuinely emotional and genuinely felt connected to the songs. It wasn't like an effort of like, oh, I suppose I've got to feel excited about this now.
True love. The way that those girls feel about Take That is real, and you may observe it and think it's silly, but that is a woman's first love. And we go through as women so many loves of our lives, and you meet people and you think they're the one, and then they disappoint you. But the first stage of that process is falling in love with your favourite band or your favourite idol. So for me, it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Basketball Diaries. I went further back, but I don't want to compete. But Romeo and Juliet. I know the whole script I know the whole of Romeo and Juliet because I was obsessed with the film. But I had a 6-foot cardboard cutout of Leonardo DiCaprio. I had like loads of things around the house. Although I did have worked out later on in life, he's a Scorpio. Don't trust a Scorpio man.
What are you?
Sagittarius, the best star sign.
Okay,
yeah, they're the best.
Taurus.
Are you Taurus?
Yeah.
We're really good together. Yeah.
You shows.
Yeah.
No, I do think it's like the film does a good way of representing like that first love and how it translates into like later life. Like Ashlyn when she's older, not Ashlyn, but Ashlyn, Rachel when she's older, and she's like, I'm the biggest fan. Like still that many years later, she's still the biggest fan because music moves you in a way that I don't think much else does. Yeah, like you walk down the street, you're listening to music. Like
get married, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Funerals, what are you doing? Every single part of your life is soundtracked by songs, and when you write the sort of songs that take that right, which are dead emotional and very deep and incredibly epic, you're going to hear them throughout your whole life anyway.
I mean, it's just like, what is more glorious than a 16-year-old girl? Honestly, they're immortal. The world is, I mean, everything is possible. And I guess what I love about the script is that it sort of captures that, but also says that in everyone, however old you are, and however wrinkly like me, you've still got that inside. You know, that kind of shining light is it just never leaves you. I could remember, like, in the blink of an eye, you know, the songs that I listened to with my friends, the songs that I cried to, the songs that I fell in love to. I mean, that's it, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good point, that it's really looked down upon, that intense adoration that girls feel. And actually, it's making me think of my best friend from primary school, Emma. We were both obsessed with Nirvana and we loved Kurt Cobain so hard. And like, we had like a gap in our friendship where we suddenly lost touch when we were like late teenagers. And then maybe a couple of years ago, we suddenly got back in touch and we voice note each other every day. And there's something about the quality of those voice notes where it's like, we're those same young girls who were like, I can say anything to her because we were obsessed. And so like that sort of like obsession where you're like, nothing's off limits. I can say anything to her. It's a really safe space.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Amaka. It's like, it is kind of like looked down upon, that like sort of like drive and obsession with someone, but it's someone that you idolize. These people are put everywhere, and yeah, I definitely think it's.
But it's like there's no, within the group of you, it's like there's no shame. So you've got this safe bubble where you can obsess hard, and you know no one in the group is going to be like, you've gone a bit far there. Do you know what I mean? You sort of like applaud
There's
each
no
other.
Boundaries. Go further.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, she's doing that. Me too.
I think I personally was just highly aware, even with the script, that you're dealing with something that is a story about, as Lara said, was a time of their life where you were invincible, and that every young person should get to go out and have an amazing night out and always come home. And not to spoil the whole thing, but something happens in these girls' lives that that changes them at a time when they shouldn't have something like that happen. And that obviously happened so close. And I know everyone, you know, they're a Manchester Northern band as well, and they kept them quite close to their hearts and their thoughts generally. And the anniversary was recently as well. And so I suppose with this as well, it's a musical. It's a jukebox musical full of silly moments and lots of fun. But there's a thread throughout the film of the heart and how young people deal with grief. And what happens between Lara's character and my character is this like mini explosion. And you see how slowly but surely that sort of chips away at someone when we come to it in the later years, you know.
I still feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still feel the same. And I hope I don't really get out of that. I feel like everyone low-key kind of has a young spirit in them. It never really escapes. There's always a little inner child in you. And I think that's really good.
We were on a train in Greece and Take That do a cameo, and it's one of the most surreal moments of my career, I think, of just like, because we were in a train, the train was moving. They managed to get the train to go through a real station. It was sort of past the hour that a train would go through, but it was still quite... No, actually, the trains were still running. They were still running. I'm wrong. The trains were still running, and we had to get on this train and film and get off and Take That on it. Just get on a train and Take That one on it. It's really weird.
Yeah,
and we were filming at a really weird time because they obviously had to film at a time where the trains were empty enough to do it. But yeah, it's brilliant. And they're I don't want to give it away. Should I be giving it away?
I think people know they're
Spoiler.
busking.
They're busking.
Yeah,
Okay,
that has
they're
been put
buskers.
out there.
Okay, so they're buskers in it. And it really was like, imagine if you were on the tube and Take That.
We're busking.
You just do a real double
It'd be
take.
so crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're also like, no, they're not even that good as buskers. Like, they're trying, but
Oh,
like...
there's 50p.
Yeah.
Buy yourself. Well, what can you buy for 50p? Nothing, but put it towards a coffee, okay?
I think that wasn't my era because I'm older, so I was gothic. I was gothic. I was Susie Sue. I was a lot of black hair dye. But I came to Take That when I was given the script, and I took my daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, to a huge gig in Milton Keynes, and we stood in the pit, and we were there, boiling hot day, and she didn't know the band that well, and they came on, and literally, I've got it on my camera actually, just we were looking at each other going, whoa, because the whole place erupted, hundreds of thousands of women, mainly women and guys, but mainly women, and so that was it. That was my moment of pure love for Take That, and when I met them, I was kind of slightly nervous and quite giddy, but they just supported us completely through the whole process. They just said, go for it, wrap your arms around it, make it as big and as joyous as you can. And then the only moment where they got kind of quite serious and got really involved was over the music, so the latter end of production with the composers. But yeah, they've been a joy. They're really lovely guys.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't think it really hit me until I think maybe a few days ago, or when it was announced that Take That had watched the film. I think it only hit me then of like,
that was weird.
Oh my goodness, they've heard me attempt to sing. Let's put
She
emphasis on attempt.
has a beautiful voice.
Let's
I'm sorry,
put
but she
emphasis
has
on
an
attempt.
absolute beautiful voice. I will not allow
to
you
sing their songs.
to hide
And
yourself.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what that is like for them.
I think because it had been a West End musical, at least someone else
did it first.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
So we
fine.
can never be blamed. So we're sort of like hands up.
safe.
You said this was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This will probably be the second time we've met Gary Barlow
Yeah.
as this evening. They literally, don't think
Popped
they'd
in and
seen
out.
each other since pre-pandemic before they kind of landed into
Reunited.
Athens to reunite for all of the few minutes they make their cameo as buskers.
So we
in
can,
the
you know,
film.
we can
Yeah.
have them on tonight and be like, was
Exactly,
that,
yeah.
were you okay with that?
They were probably like, whoa, how's our acting going to be? And we're like, hey, kids, we got
It'll
this.
be fine. We believe in you. It's
Don't
okay,
worry.
guys.
Were you dishing out some handy tips?
Yeah, like, look,
They're
man.
trying their hardest.
Yeah, hey, look, you know, I see a young Daniel Day-Lewis in all three of you. Yeah.
You guys.
Actually, Gary Barlow in this, his cameo, is played by Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
In character.
Beautifully as well.
Yeah. Oh, he will show up to
Oscar
anything.
nominated, I think.
Yeah, you never know.
In
Is
the
he this
works.
chair? What is he?
Tipping them all for big acting things now.
In the works.
Yeah, without a doubt. I see them playing teenage girls in the next movie.
Yes.
Without a doubt. Their ranges.
They're taking my job. I don't know what to do.
Without a doubt. You're going to have to grow up and they're going to have to grow down.